shed my jacket. Strip.
We are recording as of 10 seconds ago.
Amazing.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Anime Club.
I don't know if you noticed or not, but our recording budget has gone up significantly.
I didn't notice.
Fuck you.
10 pence to 25 pence.
Yeah.
We've got a quarter.
Yeah. We're rich.
Amazing.
Practically buying our own studio space.
Yeah.
But
Well,
this...
Phone in the basket.
I have it for characters.
Oh, okay,
yeah, he
you're
has a
fine.
character list.
You're
up.
fine.
Yeah.
But this week we watched Kaichawa Maid-sama, or Class President is a Maid, episodes 1 through 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no disagreements. That's good. That means nobody accidentally turned on the pirate one when we're supposed to be watching the not pirate one.
Well, I mean, the episode, if episode 8 or 9 is anything to go by, I mean, that's a little bit.
Like, I didn't watch the pirate one. I just thought it was supposed to
Pirate
be
one.
about pirates.
Is there a difference in the...
No. There was a joke. It was sometime back at the beginning of the season. We said we were watching something, and he thought it was something else.
It was,
We said we were watching...
say, fairy tales, and I thought it was supposed to be like...
Yeah. It was One Piece. Yeah. But I think we should get into our initial spoiler-free thoughts, and let's start with Knick Knack.
Nah, I don't know. I mean, there were good moments. There are moments I found particularly funny, but as a whole, I just thought it was... I didn't quite get invested as a whole, and some of the characters to me were at times kind of... They felt... I don't know. It's hard to explain. There are just a few of the characters that rubbed me the wrong way.
Realm Shifter?
I was going into the show looking forward, but I think what really ended up letting me down the most was actually the format of the show. I didn't really like the self-contained nature of each and every episode, honestly.
Yeah, the fact that these are the kind of episodes that it doesn't matter where in the series you start, really.
Yeah.
So long as you understand the premise, you don't need to have watched the previous episodes.
For me, it felt kind of outdated, but not in an animation way like it usually, like older shows usually do. I know this isn't that old, but more in terms of like the writing, the structure, the character tropes.
It's rare that we watch an anime that doesn't have arcs that are at least 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Whereas this anime is completely off from that entirely.
Yeah. Vorn?
It's okay if you like comedy. None of the characters really spoke out to me, but I didn't really hate any of them, so yeah.
Yeah, so, this was an interesting show. I think when I thought back to watching it the first time, I think in my head, I somehow had thought that a lot of the single episodes were multi-episode arcs. I think in my head, I was remembering the single episodes as like full arcs, and I was thinking, oh, well, there's some nice storylines. But watching it through this time, being older, having already seen it and seen a ton of other things since, reflecting back on it, it's very much like almost like SpongeBob. Like that's the kind of watch vibes that it gave me when I watched it. It's the same thing when I watch SpongeBob. I understand the premise of SpongeBob, so I can watch any episode of SpongeBob, and it doesn't matter what's happened before or what will happen after. And it's funny enough. There are some funny moments. There are some cringe moments that I don't find funny. But it's funny enough that I can put it on in the background and kind of act as my own personal laugh track when I decide to pay attention. That was my honest opinion. So I think I'm giving it an approval, personally, and that's partially based on nostalgia. I do have a lot of really good memories of this show, and I do like the manga a lot. I think the manga is a little bit better executed, in my opinion, so I'm giving it an approval for that. How about you, Knick Knack?
Just a meh for me. I can see the aspects where it was funny, but when I wasn't laughing, I was practically sleeping.
Realm Shifter?
I mean, I had a good amount of laughs throughout the show, but I think it's just, I'm honestly really not sure because I'm somewhere in between a meh and an approval. Like, I want to like the show enough, but it just also at the same time doesn't take itself seriously enough for me to be invested in it. So I think because of the way the show set itself up with the first few initial episodes, and then kind of derail itself with the single episode arcs, essentially, kind of just put a whole damper on the show. And I think because of that, I'm honestly going to give it a meh.
Yeah. It also wasn't easy to watch single episode one-offs kind of all in a row. And I know we both binged it a little bit at least. I don't know if you binged
we
it.
watched-
Full binge.
Yeah.
I watched I watched an episode a day till I finished it.
Yeah. So that's probably the most palatable way out of all the ways that we watched it. But honestly, I think this would really benefit from watching on a weekly basis. Vaughn, what do you feel about it?
What's our rating system like again?
Approval, neutral, disapproval, or shit?
Or uwu.
Or ooh.
Is I'm kind of going on with Realm right there. Say meh, but also kind of approve.
Well, I think there was an event that just happened that Seki needs to attend to, but we're getting towards the end of our spoiler-free review anyway, so do we want to call it there, guys?
Yeah, I do want to say, I do have a few things to say once we get to storyline and genre. I'm actually quite excited to talk about it when we get there. Also, I'm pretty excited to talk about animation and production quality, because I have some fucking opinions.
All right, then. Well, try harder, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Amazon delivery guy.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Subscribe to our non-existent Patreon.